What if the secrets that topple governments weren't stolen in boardrooms or behind coded radio transmissions, but whispered in bedsheets? What if the greatest weapon in a spy's toolkit wasn't a gun or a cipher, but desire? Let's dive into a dark, shadowy world where intelligence agencies use sex and sexual blackmail as tools of espionage. From Nazi Germany's Salon Kitty to modern speculation around Jeffrey Epstein and intelligence operations. The Spycraft of Seduction. Espionage is about leverage. For centuries, intelligence services have exploited human vulnerabilities, secrets, ambition, fear to manipulate targets. One of the most enduring and controversial techniques, sex-based entrapment and blackmail. From the seduction of diplomats to compromat operations targeting world leaders, sexual information has been used to gain power. Let's start with one of the most infamous historical examples, Salon Kitty. Imagine a high-class brothel in the heart of Berlin, filled with diplomats, generals, and foreign dignitaries. To them, it was pleasure and secrecy, but behind closed doors, every intimate conversation was being recorded. That was Salon Kitty, a luxury brothel in Berlin that was taken over by the Nazi intelligence service, the Sicherheitsdienst, beginning around 1939. The brothel's owner, Katharina Kitty Schmidt, was arrested trying to leave Germany with money hidden in foreign banks. Offered a grim choice, cooperate or be sent to a concentration camp, she agreed to let the Nazis use her establishment for espionage. The SS wired the bedrooms with hidden microphones and recording devices, transforming the brothel into a listening post. Attractive, multilingual women trained to engage clients in conversation were installed to seduce and extract secrets. High-ranking clients, including diplomats and Nazi officials, were unknowingly recorded. Some accounts suggest this intelligence was used to assess loyalty, gather political insights, and even identify potential dissent. The risky gamble didn't last forever. Allied bombing in 1942 damaged the building, and the operation soon faded. But Salon Kitty remains a chilling example of sexual blackmail used as a tool in state intelligence. Salon Kitty wasn't an isolated invention. Intelligence agencies around the world, from the KGB to the CIA to Mossad, have documented histories or credible reports of using sexual entrapment or compromat tactics. Sex, after all, creates vulnerability, and vulnerability creates leverage. Some documented cases include the KGB's honeypot operations, where agents seduced foreign officials to extract secrets, Cold War blackmail files on diplomats and politicians, recorded sexual liaisons used to compromise and then control key figures. These strategies have ethical, legal, and moral implications, and they've sparked debate about where national security crosses into personal exploitation. Which brings us to a subject of intense and controversial speculation: Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein was a financier who ran a trafficking network involving many underage victims and wealthy clients. He was convicted in 2008 on prostitution charges and later arrested again in 2019, but suspiciously died in custody. The sexual crimes themselves are well documented. However, beyond that criminal history, some researchers, former intelligence figures, and commentators have suggested a more complex layer. That Epstein's operation may have functioned as a sex-based intelligence lever. No definitive evidence has been produced by major investigative journalism or government inquiry, yet various commentators have claimed Epstein had ties to intelligence services. There are numerous stories involving Israeli intelligence, Mossad, based on associations with figures like former Israeli PM Ehud Barak. US government documents from Epstein's prosecutions mention intelligence and information sharing in plea negotiations and dealings with the FBI. Was Epstein part of an intelligence operation in which sexual entrapment was used to gain leverage over influential individuals? Why hasn't mainstream media explored this question or even brought it up? From Salon Kitty's wired bedrooms to the modern controversies swirling around Epstein, the idea of using sex and sexual compromise as a means of influence keeps recurring in the shadows of intelligence history. Why? Because intelligence isn't just about codes and guns. It's about understanding what people value, fear, and hide. And those vulnerabilities can be exploited. Whether we're looking back at Nazi espionage or forward at modern scandals, one thing remains clear. Human desires and the secrets they produce can be as powerful as any weapon in the world of spies.
Thanks for stopping by. Subscribe and stay tuned. There's plenty more coming your way.